What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Crossroads Podcast. I am your host, LeRon Dawkins, and here with me tonight, ready to talk all things PlayStation and gaming overall, resident PlayStation Dr. Austin Campbell. What's up, man?
What's up, LeRon? How you doing? How's the week? How's it going?
I'm doing okay. The week has been kind of nice to me, even though the weather is like shite over here right now on my part of the East Coast.
Rainy wise or extremely hot wise?
Rain. But you know what? I am happy that it is just raining because my mom lives in South Carolina and they've had earthquakes the last few days.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Stoy's getting tornadoes. I heard.
Yes. Wait, Stoy, are you still in North Carolina?
Nope.
Okay.
We're obviously back. But yeah, up in Wisconsin, man, it's like freaking 75, 77 degrees out now. Yeah. So
yeah. By the way, the one and only the Stoy boy is with us, Stoyovich. What's up, man?
How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. And before anybody like starts up in the chat, this is actually water, not a beer.
I don't think Liquid Death is a beer, is it?
No. I've never heard of it. Before anybody's up in the chat being like, "What in the Four Loko?"
Looks like like one of those. Looks like a Miller Lite can. The white Miller Lite cans, kind of.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you guys doing? Did you enjoy that week off?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We obviously had the week off because I was video game hunting, so that was fun.
Oh man, tell us about your swag.
Oh my god, I spent way too much money.
Did you see any Monster Hunter stuff that would have just got me all hot and bothered?
Surprisingly, no. Not a lot of. Honestly, I'm thinking the retro game market is kind of at a weird standstill now. There's not a lot of good shit out there. So I think a lot of people are maybe just kind of hoarding things and keeping things to themselves because we had the Midwest Gaming Classic, which is the Midwest's biggest like video game kind of retro collection convention, and even vendors there like didn't really have much. So,
wow, yeah, maybe people are just hoarding, or at the same time, maybe they're getting all bought out because COVID and everybody had been in the house the last 2 damn years.
Well, that's kind of what we got actually when we were in we were on the coast. I think we were by Wilmington Beach in North Carolina, and there was a game store out in that area, and we were just talking to this guy. Shout out to that guy. I don't know if he's listening to us, but I was filming a lot of the game stores we went to, and he asked like, "What are you filming it for?" and whatever, and we told him what we were, and so he was talking about how like during COVID, like a lot of people like kind of hoarded all their stuff, and no one was selling anything. Like, you had this kind of like hunt that people were trying to go buy, but like the market was so thin on numbers. That's kind of why I think prices started to kind of jump up. And lately it seems like prices have been kind of trending downwards slowly, So it's weird because like the video game retro market is like the stock market, for fuck's sake. Like it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. It goes up for no reason. Like you wonder why. 3 Ninjas Kick Back for the Sega Genesis is worth $300. I wish I was lying.
It's a great movie.
Well, sure. No, it wasn't. It didn't have the original 3 Ninjas kids. It was a terrible movie.
Well, 3 Ninjas is a great movie. The first Three Ninjas to Majestic Mountain, also a good movie. I stand by that one.
Oh yeah, I love the 3 Ninjas movies. Just Kick Back was I don't know, whatever. Anyway,
I actually don't know if I've seen Kick Back or not. I don't know if I've.
Listen, if you saw it, you wouldn't be saying that.
I never saw it.
We used to. Me and my brother would always do the Rocky Loves Emily chant almost all the time, just for no good reason. For no good reason. 3 Ninjas, great movie. But more importantly, Stoy, were you the only person with the Fast and Furious game on disc? Were you the only one that had that?
Yeah, I did not see that out in the wild at all, and I was looking. I was looking for you. I was like, Austin needs a copy of this game.
Yeah, well, I need a copy, and you need a backup just in case anything happens to your other one.
Yeah, no,
keep it in a safe.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. I need a sealed copy of that.
I mean, God forbid, house fires, hurricanes in Wisconsin. You never know.
Earthquakes.
We get
earthquakes.
We get hurricanes. Thankfully, we don't get any crazy natural disasters unless you count snow. But yeah. So we timed this vacation with the limited run retail store opening. So we went there, and that's where I spent the bulk of my money. Like there was so much cool things there. Like it was just
I can't imagine,
dude. It was like games
I couldn't go. I could not go there.
No, honestly, there was a ton of people there. Like I had to stack this high. Like I was holding it with my chin, and I'm like walking around like I need that, I need that, I need that. Oh yeah, Stephanie wanted that. I had to get some things for Stephanie. I gotta get that for her. And but yeah. So they had. It's interesting how limited run does it, and I don't know. Let me get your guys' thoughts on this. You go on their website, say, for example, you go on their website and you want to buy Turok for the Nintendo Switch. On the website, it's sold out. But you walk into the store and they have a huge stock of them.
Oh, they're on some bullshit. They're on some bullshit.
Yeah, like so many, like pretty much almost every game in that store is sold out on the website.
It makes no damn sense.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, man. Like,
because I guess they're trying to get tourists in North Carolina. Is that how it's going, or
maybe I don't know. I mean, they brought us over
North
there.
Carolina? What part of North Carolina?
It was in Cary, North Carolina, so it's just 20 minutes outside of. Yeah, 20 minutes outside of Raleigh.
Yeah,
yeah, we were kind of like dumbfounded because there were so many things flying off the shelf that they were restocking them, but not putting price tags on them. So in order for us to check the prices of a lot of things, we would Google the website, and see what they're selling it for. And those are the prices that they honored. So say, for example, I think I got a collector's edition version of Blasphemous for the Nintendo Switch. Really nice box. It's actually up there. I can't get it. But it's there. It's at the store for $80. But if you go on eBay right now, it's almost going for $300 now. So at least I got to give it to Limited Run for not charging eBay prices for their own shit. But still, you go on their website and it says sold out, but you walk into the store and there's like 20 of them sitting there.
That's crazy.
Is it a store / warehouse, like where they like actually manufacture as well? No,
they do have. I think their main headquarters is in North Carolina. But this is just a small little retail store. So I imagine they take the games from the warehouse and they just kind of ship it there and just stock there.
Gotcha.
So
it's actually a pretty small place. I was gonna say like day one. You were there day one, correct?
No, I was there a week after.
Week after. So yeah. I was gonna say how long can they keep stuff in stock? I would think like.
But wait,
is it limited all that much?
you were there a week after, and it was still like having to restock constantly.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was kind of surprising because the shelves were still full. There was probably some stuff that probably sold out immediately. I don't know what, because I really walked into that store with like no intentions of needing to get anything specific. I think I wanted to pick up Fight and Rage. I was trying to look for a copy of River City Girls, but I couldn't find one. They had the soundtrack. Josh on our podcast ended up getting a vinyl of the Diablo 2 soundtrack.
Oh man,
it was so awesome. But yeah, I had no intentions of like literally going there for something specific. I was just let's see what they have. Oh, I'll take that. Oh, I'll take that and stuff. Yeah.
So I need to convince my wife that there's a reason she wants to go to North Carolina.
It's right by the beach, man. Man, you're like about like an hour away from the beach, and dude,
I've always said North Carolina sounds like a cool place. You're close to the beach. You're close to mountains. You get the best of both worlds.
Driving through West Virginia and Normal Virginia is pretty damn scenic, man. It's like you're going up and down in elevation, and just your ears are popping the whole time. It's pretty cool.
Sounds like Missouri. Missouri's about the same way.
Yeah.
It sounds fun, man. Shoot, how long were you down there?
We were down there for about like 6 days, 5 days, 6
Oh
days.
man. Oh
Um,
man.
if you go to the EXP Cast YouTube channel, I actually vlogged the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So,
nice. Okay.
I would edit the videos every night that I was there, and then post them for our Patreon subscribers. But they were actually releasing to the general public every day this week. So,
Mm-hmm.
Was
yeah,
it
I
a
think
Big Brother situation where we can see everything 24/7, or
no,
is that Patreon exclusive footage?
that is
Uh,
OnlyFans exclusive.
OnlyFans. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I'll make sure. That
How much is the sub fee for OF right now?
because Patreon does not allow pornographic or nude content. So,
Yeah.
interestingly enough, we actually talked about that on the trip.
Where's the what is the status on the Pornhub thing?
I'm still waiting.
Oh, here we go.
Still waiting.
Here we go.
I'm still
I wanna
waiting.
know.
Honestly, because I emailed them again.
I like to get all my
and they're-
content in one place.
I know. Yeah, I emailed them again. I think at one point, and I was like, "Hey, just checking on the status," and I got literally nothing back. I was like, "Well, I guess there goes our chance for posting content." Unless they did it like shadowy and didn't
I
tell
wonder
me.
if they're more strict. Ever
You should
since
go
they
check.
got in trouble for the young.
Yeah,
young
for the
teen
underage and the trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could
I
be.
wonder if they got to like actually watch everything and make sure and do some research before posting. Who knows?
Nope, not up yet.
Shame.
That's too bad.
Austin, anything exciting happened to you this past week?
No, I don't remember. Did Mother's Day with my mom. Yeah. And, but no, I'm going to a baseball game this weekend. But nothing exciting this last weekend. Just did yard work and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, about the same for me. Looks like Stoy had the adventure.
Yeah.
I didn't do much. I didn't do much. Like I actually tried to like relish the time off last week because I don't know. I feel like I may have been approaching a little bit of a burnout. Maybe can't 100% confirm. But I think that may have been happening. So yeah, like the week off did me good. It kind of gave me a chance to like just like clear my mind and not be so frantic about stuff. Even though like we're back in the grind now, so I'm gonna be frantic all over again. Oh my god, look at my neck beard, Jesus Christ!
I have to call you neckbeard.
Gotta get edged up
about that. Yeah. Yeah. So, but this past weekend though, like all it did was rain, and I legit thought it was only going to rain like Friday night going into Saturday morning. No, it rained all weekend. Yesterday was a nice day, but the cold weather came back thanks to 3 days worth of rain. And now it's going to rain the rest of the damn week, and I'm like, man, what the fuck?
The hell.
We had a lot of tornado warnings last week. I think Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all tornadoes. But it's that time of year.
I don't miss that. I used to live out in freaking Harker Heights, Texas. And Jesus
Plains.
Christ, like yes,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
nothing but tornadoes. Nothing but tornadoes. I remember my family. We lived in these apartments that were literally right next to a freaking trailer park. And one night there was a tornado, and it was funny because my parents, they didn't want me to go outside to because they didn't want me to see like the devastation that was out there, man. When I tell you the trailer park got cleared, because this is the old 80s trailer parks, like trailers now have some foundation and some sturdiness to them, for the most part. They might survive like I can't remember how they categorize tornadoes, but they might survive the smaller ones, but back then in the early 80s, like no trailer was surviving. If the wind looked at it hard, it was coming down.
Come on, man! Don't you remember Twister? I think they categorized them with the letter F. F1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So I'm just miserable right now at the weather. That's about it.
We'll
But
try to make the rain stop.
I did do some gaming, so I guess we can go ahead and like roll right into our "What Are We Playing" segment for this week. Yeah, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Hey,
we out here, man.
What are we playing? Stoy, since you wouldn't have like this massive haul, like tell me you played some of that stuff that you brought home.
So one of the most interesting things, I'm trying to look at all the pictures of the things that I bought. One of the most interesting ones that I picked up was a game called Arrow for the PlayStation 4. And you guys remember playing Frequency way back when?
Yes.
So this is pretty much like Frequency. You're a spaceship kind of traveling through like these mountains and these kind of like tech caverns or whatever. And, you got this like pulse pounding techno music going on in the background. And you have to move your spaceship kind of around in a circle. In tune with the beat or in tune with the melodies. So like you'll see this white line that'll kind of swivel around, kind of go back and forth, whatever. And you have to keep your ship kind of lined up with that curve or that line. And then occasionally like enemies will pop up on screen. So you have to use your right analog stick to target them and shoot lasers or something like that at them. Music's pretty good. If you're into that kind of like house, techno music, a Flux Pavilion and Noisa. I guess those are two.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Noisa I know of, but yeah, Flux Pavilion too.
I remember Flux Pavilion. Yeah.
So if you're into that kind of music, this will be right up your alley. I think there's even like a 2-song download pack or something like that. So there's content for it. So I played that. That was actually really cool. Actually, it was kind of a like I didn't know what it was. I looked at it in the store and I was like, this seems kind of cool. And it was like $30. I was like, yeah, why not? I also got Fight and Rage for the Switch.
Oh crap!
This game was made by one dude, and it's probably one of my favorite side-scrolling retro beat 'em ups, like to date. It is so well done. It is so fun. It is so like, I mean, graphically it's got that retro style and it looks amazing. And the combat and the music, I think they had this other guy do the music for it, but like, it's so satisfying, so much fun. It's, like I said, one of the best side-scrolling beat 'em ups, I think, to date right now. What else did I pick up? I picked up Mega Man: The Wily Wars for the Sega Genesis.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Yeah.
Wait! They printed a Sega Genesis cartridge?
Yes, they did.
Say what?
So Limited Run does this. Like, say for example, one of my friends, Eric, picked up Shantae for the Game Boy. So they actually took the Game Boy game and reprinted the cart. So you're playing a Game Boy game on like a brand new cart.
Okay.
And they did that with a lot of different games. I think a lot of the Star Wars games that were made for the Game Boy, they kind of printed them on Game Boy carts. So, yeah, it was actually pretty cool. But what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Mega Man: The Wily Wars. Yeah, it's in Japan, they released Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 for the Sega Genesis.
I remember.
But they made it differently. They made it different. Like it's
like it has different music, all that stuff.
It's literally the same game, but it's like graphically it's different. The mechanics are slightly different. Like they tried to faithfully recreate it as best as they could, I think, at the time. But me being the Mega Man, LeRon, you call me Mega Man all the time, so you know what you know. It's like it played different. Like it was kind of dumbfounded. Like I was dumbfounded how like different it played, and it like took me back. Like even like one of my other friends, Gonzalo, who was there, he played the game too with me, and he was like, "This is different. Like it's not the same."
Yeah, but it's not the same.
But it's the same. It's the same game, same bosses, same levels.
Yep.
Everything is the same, but it's different. Like I don't know how to explain that. It's. I mean, it was hard. It was hard.
From what I remember from the Wily Wars, like it was way too floaty.
Yep.
the controls are way too floaty. The music was I'm just gonna say remixed because they were the same songs, but and they were the same songs, the same exact chords, the same melodies and everything. But given that Sega Genesis had a different sound hardware set, like they had to basically like transform the music.
Yeah,
and so it's different. So like one of my favorite Mega Man 3 stages is the Needleman stage. And so hearing that stage on the Genesis one, I was like, oh my god, what is going on right now?
Yeah, actually one of the things like say for example in Mega Man 2, I always go for Metal Man first. And usually the standard Buster weapon you can take him out pretty quickly, but like the standard Buster weapon, it took me 5 minutes to beat Metal Man. It usually doesn't take me. It's not supposed to take me 5 minutes to beat Metal Man. Yeah. And like I was getting roasted during the time. Like, what's taking you so long to beat Metal Man, Stoy? And I'm like, shut up. But yeah, it kind of threw me back. But the collector's edition was really cool. I got some cool stickers. I got these kind of like lithograph, those 3D little picture things where you can kind of turn it to the side, whatever.
Yeah.
I got like trading cards, and it comes in the clamshell case too, so it's pretty cool. Otherwise, new games. I actually played Trek to Yomi yesterday for a good amount of time.
Oh yeah.
Any of you guys play it?
I downloaded it. Yeah.
It's
I heard it's a quick adventure too.
Yeah, I heard it's not long.
Yeah.
I didn't. I think I played about like an hour and a half of it still. But thankfully, it's it's not like cagingly difficult. Like it's not like I was kind of worried like with the whole trend of like side scrolling, Dark Souls like games that it was going to be like kind of like one slash with a sword and you're dead. But it's actually manageable. It's kind of. I mean, it is a challenge, but it's not like immensely difficult. So it's and there's multiple difficulty levels. I'm playing it on normal, and I'm I maybe died only like a small handful of times because I'm impatient. But well, I mean, because you could block, you could parry, you have height, you have strong attacks, you have weak attacks. You can chain combos if you want. And like since it's side scrolling, if you want to face the other way, you have to hit like. Well, I'm playing on Xbox, so you have to hit the A button to like literally turn around and face that enemy. It's not like you could just literally just kind of flick the joystick the other way. So
right,
but it makes the combat a little bit more challenging because you're not thinking with that mentality. But the game looks gorgeous in black and white. It's got that whole Kurosawa filter that makes it look really kind of like authentic, and they have a lot of great camera angles. It's not just locked to side scrolling. There's a lot of kind of like Pat actually brought up a good idea. It kind of reminds me of old like PlayStation RPGs where like all of a sudden the camera will just suddenly shift to like a really scenic shot of you following the character, or like an overhead shot, as you're traversing through different like parts of the levels. It's really cinematic looking.
All right, I'll definitely be checking it out. Yeah, same here.
It's on Game Pass, so
yeah, that's where I downloaded it at.
It's a nice thing about Game Pass. I mean, I would have paid money for this anyway. Like, even if it wasn't on Game Pass, I would have paid. I would have paid money for this because it's a really good game. It's got a really good story. Great acting. Thankfully, it's in Japanese, so with English subtitles. So you're getting that authentic experience, and yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, Devolver doesn't slouch.
Mm-hmm.
They don't slouch. I don't think they really cranked out something that's been not worth it yet. Like something like I feel like everything they've done, they've done, well enough to where like people never can really complain. Yeah, some games have not been memorable and stuff like that, but for the most part, I think they do a pretty decent job.
Well, I think I could appreciate. I mean, I can't say for sure on this, but I imagine Devolver Digital is just like, make the game that you want to make. We're here to support you. We're here to just publish you and give you support, whatever you need, whether it's money or distribution, whatever. But make the game that you want. Like, they don't come. I don't think it doesn't sound like it. they don't come in with like their input or like, hey, it would be great if it had this or that, whatever. Like, because there is no English option in this game. There is none. So there's no English dubbing at all whatsoever. So I can imagine maybe someone like a kind of like a higher Western developer to be like, you got to put this in English because, you know, no one wants to read during a video game, you know?
Yeah.
That's why it always dumbfounds me when people play Ghost of Tsushima in English. Like, it's just, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I need to play Ghost of Tsushima.
I didn't say that.
I mean subbed.
I didn't say that. I didn't
Should
say
you play
that.
it in black and white as well?
I feel like the Stoy snobbery is starting to show up.
No, listen. Ghost of Tsushima is a great game, probably one of the best first party titles to hit a Sony system. And I know I've told you both that many times.
Oh yeah.
Many times, and that you owe it to yourself to play the game if you have the chance. I've said that many times, but I'm not telling you that now. I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Well, I listened to you, Stoy, and this week I beat Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and I was trying to think of what game I want to go into next. And so I put in the Ghost of Tsushima disc and had it download and install. And
my voice was in your head, huh?
But I didn't play it.
But you didn't start it.
No, I didn't start it. I played MLB The Show.
Well, he's one.
We all knew that was going to happen. Mm-hmm. But then I played an even better game. A game better than Ghost of Tsushima, I'm pretty sure. And that's SpongeBob SquarePants Battle of Bikini Bottom. Rehydrate.
Oh my lord.
Let me tell you. I played it all weekend. And let me tell you, I am so angry at the game. So angry. There's so many.
Why are you so angry?
It's not as easy as I want it to be. It's so like it's SpongeBob. It's so stupid that anytime I fail, I'm like, I am stupid because this game is stupid, and why should I be failing? Okay, and it's annoying me. Here's the thing: I love SpongeBob. I'm a huge SpongeBob fan, but there was parts in the game where I was like, I'm turning the sound all the way off because I do not want to hear this no more. And I actually did the levels better when I had the sound off because I was so.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, you can get less distracted.
If you're a SpongeBob fan, you'll like this game, but there are a few things that are missing. Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy, voice actors did pass away recently. The one they got to play Barnacle Boy did pretty well, actually. I was impressed. The one who played Mermaid Man, not so much. Pretty bad. And that was one of the voices where I was like, I cannot listen to this guy's voice no more. I can't do it.
The new guy?
Yeah, for Mermaid Man, because every time I died in this one level, it immediately started with his voice, and I was like, no, I ripped my headphones off. I was like, I'm not listening to this guy no more. I can't do it.
It can be jarring when you get a sudden voice change. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
But Barnacle Boys was really good. Like, it's really close. Like, I could tell a difference, but I'm like, this is still good. Mermaid Man's was not. And Mr. Krabs, who's played by Clancy Brown, who they could have gotten. For some reason, they didn't get him. But they got all the other original voices.
They don't have Clancy Brown money.
I mean, he's still doing the show, so I'm like, really, like, why didn't you pay him to do the game? You could pay everyone else, but you couldn't pay him. I don't know. But
wait, is SpongeBob still on? Are they still making episodes?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're still going.
I learned something new just now. I did not know that.
Not only that, but there are multiple spin-offs on Paramount Plus now. Which, by the way, LeRon, gonna ask you about that new Star Trek show. Is it like a space western? Is that what it is? Or is that just what it looks like?
Okay, well, it's no, it's not. Well, I mean, it's about space. If you remember how the old school Star Trek was, like the Jim Kirk and Spock Star Trek,
Yeah.
That's what they're going for with this one. So like it's supposed to be self-contained stories per episode, but I just need to I'm taking a wait and see attitude because I feel like in this day and age, like that type of storytelling doesn't really work anymore. Like people want to see like linear stories. Yeah.
Right.
They want to see that, like apparently they say they will be keeping track of like everybody's personal growth. So like if something happens like 20 episodes ago, they'll mention it. Even though technically like it's not a strung together timeline.
Right.
I think they were just trying to use a bunch of buzzwords. There's no way they can't have continuity. Like the way they explain it, it sounds like there's no continuity, but there's got to be continuity.
There's got to be some.
Or it just makes no sense.
What if it's like Black Mirror Star Trek, and they just go off the wall?
That would they can't do that with this particular Star Trek. They can't do that. They can't do that with this one. Like maybe a different series, maybe a different Star Trek series, but not this one because this one's too close to legacy.
Like the Seth MacFarlane Star Trek.
Oh, the Orville.
Yeah.
Which apparently the Orville's coming back. I never really gave the Orville a real good shot. Because we have just like every other fandom. Like there's very toxic people out there in the Star Trek fandom, and like when like actual Star Trek was coming back on. Everybody was saying, well, the Orville's a better Star Trek than this. I'm like, well, if the Orville's a better Star Trek, why isn't it called Star Trek the Orville? Why is it not, and stuff like that, so yeah, it's one of those things, but yeah,
just because it's a stepchild doesn't mean it's not a real child, LeRon. It's okay. You can still love it.
Wait. I like all these shows. I do. Like, I mean,
you didn't give Orville a chance. You didn't give Orville a chance.
I watched practically all the first season except for the last 2 episodes, and I never saw the second season, and I just haven't really been in a hurry to watch it because it seemed like, well, up until like 2 weeks ago, they announced that like a new season of Orville is getting ready to drop on Hulu. But like the show's been basically in limbo for almost 4 years now. I just never I was like, I'm one of those people, like if I find out a show's getting canceled, I stop watching it wherever it's at because there's no way they're going to finish. They're going to tie up like the last storyline, and it's kind of thing with Orville. Like I didn't know where the Orville left off at, so I didn't want to jump into it just to finish it and see like, oh, it's on a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So just SpongeBob, man?
So yeah, I did play SpongeBob. I did beat the game, but I was gonna platinum it. And today,
that's good.
Before we got on, I struck a chord and I was like, I'm deleting the game. I'm not doing this to myself. I'm not deleting it.
What happened?
I'm not doing
Quitter.
this to myself. I don't want to play it anymore. So I will play Ghost of Tsushima this week though. That's the plan. So for the sacrifice of me not getting the platinum of SpongeBob, I will be playing Ghost of Tsushima, which is probably not that good of a game compared to SpongeBob.
Worthy sacrifice. We'll see.
I did play.
I'm looking forward to next week.
I did start Xenoblade Chronicles on my Switch.
Oh my god!
And what is the deal right now? What's the deal right now with Boss Rush? And like, everybody's playing Xenoblade Chronicles.
I've wanted to play it, and with 3.
Wait, are you playing? You're playing the one that's on Switch right now, right? Or you're playing the first one? So the one on. You're playing. Wait, you're playing
So 1 and 2 is on Switch, and then there's X, which is not on Switch, which I don't.
Yeah, that was on Wii U.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. But I'm playing the first one, and listen, I'm not gonna put this on socials. So if the Nintendo fans of Boss Rush want to hear this, they can listen to Crossroads for my opinion on Xenoblade. But I'm waiting for it to get fun. I'm not sure when it gets fun.
What's the time frame? I think the tutorials stop. The tutorials stop around 20 hours.
Okay. So the story is kind of interesting, but not sure when the fun part kicks in. I don't know how important leveling up is either. I don't know if I'm supposed to be fighting as much as I am fighting. I feel like maybe I'm getting too over leveled. I don't know. But That's my overall opinion on Xenoblade Chronicles so far.
Good luck.
We'll yeah, see. Good luck.
I think I got maybe like 10, 12 hours in playing it the first time, and I remember like asking Pat on our podcast that I was like, when did the tutorial stop? He's like, yeah, about hour 20. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm supposed to remember all this stuff? Like,
I don't know. Dan said it took him 120 hours, so I'm looking to see if I'm
wait to beat the game.
I think so. I'm pretty
Dan
sure. Dan
loves the hell out of the Xenoblade series, so that's I'm not surprised.
He may have done all the extras and stuff, but here's the thing. So all the side missions are like the lamest side missions in any game. I feel like I'm not even like, what's the point of doing these? It's like
all filler content.
It's like go find some orbs that are supposed to be cool items, but there's no story behind them. I'm like, man, this is where Nintendo might be lacking a little here. Where, like, we talk about best RPGs, I'm thinking like Witcher's got interesting side tales, and I'm looking for it from Xenoblade, and I'm not getting it. I'm like, man, I think I'd rather just play Fire Emblem or Octopath or anything else. But we'll see. We'll see. I might just play Final Fantasy 12 instead.
I mean, at least that has somewhat of a story.
Yeah.
Speaking of, is that everything?
Yeah, that's everything.
Okay. Speaking of Final Fantasy, I did restart Final Fantasy VII Remake, the integrated edition, for the PC. The reason why is because I don't know how I let my roommates sucker me into this, but my PlayStation is now downstairs on the 85-inch television.
Sounds like a good deal.
No, it sucks because then it means I have to go downstairs to play the PlayStation when I was used to playing it up here and just getting on that bed back there and just zoning out. And now I have to actually like walk down the stairs, like, get things situated, and stuff like that. I know it's first world problems.
You old man.
Do you not like when people watch you either? Because I also don't like that. That's one thing I don't like about people in your room.
Actually, I don't mind the being watched playing video games part, but what I do hate is when people just won't watch the game. They gotta try and talk to you through the game, and it's like, do you see me trying to not get my ass kicked right now by this boss fight? Why are you asking me 17,000 goddamn questions?
My wife was doing that to me when I was playing Trek to Yomi just yesterday. Like, I got bombarded by 6 people, and I'm like trying to talk but parry at the same time. I'm like, I can't do both.
There's gotta be a training class for like people who are married to gamers and be like, hey, don't talk during cutscenes. Don't talk during boss fights.
For real, yes.
And you cannot pause a multiplayer match.
Yeah.
My wife is giving me the double bird now.
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing I've never been able to understand with my former relationships. Like,
your wife watches you podcast? That's even weirder.
She doesn't really pay attention. She's okay. Right. We're in the office together, so she's doing her own thing.
Okay, got it. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how many times have you had to explain to like your significant other or your spouse that, hey, I cannot pause this right now?
Oh yeah. There's been like some extreme Call of Duty matches that if like the points are close and I'm on a streak, I'm like, please don't say anything. Don't say anything. And it's inevitable. That's the time.
Yeah.
Let's go grab something to eat now. Like, no.
Not now.
Not now.
Do it when I'm sucking, okay? When I suck, you can do it.
No, I only play single player games.
I knew that was coming.
I only play single player games, so it's always like a checkpoint. Let me get to a checkpoint. Let me get to a saved post. Even though sometimes it's my little cop out. Let me get to a checkpoint, and that just gives me 5 extra minutes. And then I walk upstairs and be like, man, It took me a while to save. It was just, timing wasn't right, even though like video games now save every 2 seconds.
I don't know if I could do that to my wife, but I definitely did that to my mom growing up. She'd be like, wrap that game up, and I'd be playing NCAA football, and I'd finish the game and start another one and be like, I'm still in the third quarter, dude. It's fine.
Yeah, I've done that to my mom a few times too.
Yep.
So I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I started over because like I was playing it on PS5, but I was playing the PS4 edition before like Integrated came out and stuff. And even though I did get Integrated eventually for PlayStation, when the PC version came out, I was like, ooh, this is actually what I was waiting for. I was holding out from buying Final Fantasy VII Remake for the PC version because actually I was trying to play the long game because Stoy, I've told you this quite a few times. Like I feel like the reason why I enjoyed the Mass Effect trilogy the way I did is because I bought the actual trilogy bundle when it dropped on PS3.
Yeah.
And so I was able to play it game after game, back to back, without having to worry about, because I'm one of those people, I hate streaming television now. Because streaming television, you get 10 episodes, 8 to 10 episodes, and then it's gone for a year. And so when it comes back on, you've forgotten some details, stuff like that. And that's also a problem I have with gaming nowadays. If it's games where it actually is a continuous story, sequel after sequel, I have a problem remembering all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Which is why, good God, like I just checked out with Kingdom Hearts. Just couldn't anymore.
That actually brings me up to a kind of like a story that popped up today. I don't think I saw it on the docket about BioWare in the next Mass Effect and the kind of like the rumors of what the next Mass Effect storyline is going to be.
I've seen some of it. Yeah.
Are you talking about the return of Shepard? I saw that.
Yeah.
Shepard
there was like
the next game, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like it's just, man, and like I heard an interesting perspective that they say, why would they release the Legendary Edition? And then all of a sudden, like later down the line, now we have a different Mass Effect with like a completely different storyline and characters. Like, why would they do that? So, like, it's kind of like, are they setting you up to continue Shepard's story? Or, I don't know. Man,
it's a good talk topic.
That sounds like a standard definition, or like the Crossroads After Dark episode or something like that.
I do have a hard out, so I mean, you could totally have this Mass Effect conversation as soon as you just carry it on.
Really, as soon as you leave.
Let's go right into
okay. All right, LeRon, let's do it.
All right, let's do. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. Yeah. So going back to the whole Final Fantasy VII thing, like I was holding out for PC version first, and then I was like, wait, I'm gonna hold out. If they're doing the thing where they say like Final Fantasy VII is gonna be broken into 3 parts. The remake's gonna be broken into 3 parts. So basically, like disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, how it was in the games. I was like, you know what? I can wait. I can wait for this.
You're really gonna play the long game. Holy shit!
Yeah, but not like ultimately, like like my roommate who was like he's a diehard Final Fantasy VII fan, but he's not a fanatic, meaning like like he lives, breathes, and sleeps Final Fantasy VII. Basically, he got me to the point where he's like, nah, don't do yourself like that. Do not wait. He was like,
you need to ask him. You need to ask him if he is Tifa or Aerith.
Yeah. Only listen to him if it's the correct answer.
Yes. And I'm not going to tell you the correct answer until you report back to me. So,
well,
but I
don't think it's Aerith because like I saw him playing the PC version and he installed a mod that changed her clothes. Yeah, and I was like, I actually like her Final Fantasy. I actually like her updated outfit in the remake. Like there was nothing wrong with her outfit. He's got her wearing like one of those simple. She looks like the Ridge Racer girl. Remember the intro of the Ridge Racer, and they had the chick with like the really short hair and the white gown. I was like, is that Aerith?
That's one of those things where mods go too far. Sometimes it's like, okay, man, take it easy. Good God.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like it's. I know I played this game a while back, but in the beginning section of the game, I don't remember certain things about it. Like, I don't remember him having hallucinations of Sephiroth, like in the very beginning of the game.
No.
And I'm like, is this intergrade or did I just forget some shit?
That was in the. Are you talking compared to the original game?
Oh no, I know not. I know in the original game he didn't start having like flashbacks of Sephiroth until halfway through the first disc.
Yeah,
I know that, but in the remake, I don't remember him having like stuff immediately after like they blew up the Mako reactor.
Yeah, no, yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay, my memory's just bad then. But yeah,
You're getting
that's
old, man. Getting old.
I know. I feel it in my bones too. That's the bad part.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's everything. I mean, I could talk about my adventures in jailbreaking. Because I further jailbroke the Vita.
Boy.
And then I also jailbroke my Nintendo 3DS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
3DS the 3DS is region free, isn't it? Or
the 3DS?
Yeah.
Wait, no, not the 3DS is not region free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the DS, the DS systems, and going back Game Boy Advance, all that, they're region free, but 3DS is not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nintendo's like,
yeah,
gotcha.
You're right. It is. It's region locked, man.
Yep.
Like that is so. That's I just don't it doesn't make sense to me why you region lock it.
It's not region locked if you jailbreak it.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, I know that, but like, make it region free out of the box. I mean, thankfully, at least Nintendo kind of, fixed that with the Switch. The Switch is region free, I know, but
I didn't realize that. I thought they just decided to keep riding that curve.
Yeah, I mean, most everything is available anyway.
All right, well, let's go ahead and move on. Because we got some. Have you guys seen the list of games that came out this week? Well, that are coming out this week, man. Like the number of games today. The number of games today is just staggering. It's like, dude, like what is going on? I mean, it's indie paradise though. I'll say that because I mean, there's only one really like cool game that everybody's really looking for, and then there are other people who are waiting who were waiting for this one game to unpack itself on PlayStation 5.
Hilarious.
I mean, hey, okay, either I sound like I'm reading from a script or I just go completely like, ad hoc. Which one do you prefer?
Is that what you're doing? Did you actually make that up on the fly?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm more impressed at that. I'm actually more impressed at that. So.
All right. So here are the new games coming to
keep
PS4.
It up, man. Keep it up. I don't mean to like poke fun at it, but keep it up. Man.
That was it because like if I kept going, I was going to start stuttering, and that's not a good time. All right, so here are the new games coming to PS5, PS4, PC, and Xbox this week across both digital and physical formats. I'm sorry. So that and of course, always keep it locked here so you always know what's coming out or for your favorite Sony and Microsoft systems. So let's get this started. On May the 10th, we have it's literally a mouthful, 7 notable games actually dropped, but I'm only gonna read off a few here.
Yeah.
We've got Eiyuden Chronicle Rising for PS5, PS4, also on PC, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One. We have that wonderful game that Stoy told me about that I immediately had to run the Game Pass and download. It's finally on PlayStation systems, and that is Unpacking, the puzzle game about the familiar experience of pulling possessions out of boxes and fitting them into your new home.
It still amazes me how people were sitting around a table and say, we want to make a video game. What kind of video game should we make? Let's make a video game about unpacking and moving into a new home. And let's make them do that at least 6 or 7 times in the game.
Yeah. I tell you.
But let me tell you, it's one of the most cathartic, relaxing games you'll ever play.
For real, yeah.
Really.
It is, man. I've enjoyed every bit of it.
The person who made this game, it's actually quite a tragic story because what it was is they had no friends, and so none of their friends ever asked them to help them move, and so they always thought they were missing out on something. So they made a video game where they can unpack and move stuff. It's pretty sad.
Wait, is that wait? Is that for real?
No,
I was about to say.
I was like, that's not that sad.
Not at all.
No,
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Imagine if someone was so disheartened that they've never been asked to help someone move.
Asked to help move? Like, yeah. Everybody needs to experience being asked to help move at least 3 times in their lives.
I gotta find this moving meme that I saw on Instagram. I know I just saw it recently.
Also available for PlayStation 5 as well as Xbox Series X is This War of Mine, the Complete Edition. Now, remember, a while back I spoke about this game. I'm not sure if it's still happening, but at the time, proceeds for this game, if you were to buy it, the full proceeds of each purchase was going to help the embattled people in Ukraine. So yeah, This War of Mine is a survival edition game, is a survival game. I'm sorry that you don't you're not playing as a soldier, but you're playing as a group of civilians who are trying to survive in a besieged city. So yeah, I already have this game. Like when I tell you, it will pull at your heartstrings, especially when it gets to the part that deals with children, like like that, are like orphaned because of the war and stuff. It gets crazy.
Yeah, this game takes place. It was made by a Polish developer, and I think it takes place during Poland during World War II. I think that was kind of the kind of the reference that they were kind of going for. So
yeah.
As of March, they said they are still, but they're
still doing it.
That's the article that I'm reading, but that was in March, so who knows?
Okay, all right, good to hear. Like, if you guys have not had a chance to purchase it, definitely do that. Like, if you want to do something for the people of Ukraine, this is a good way to do it. It does something for you. You're doing something for them. Like, it's a win-win right there.
Yeah.
We've also got the RPG Salt and Sacrifice. I almost said Soul Sacrifice.
Well, because it's a Souls-like game. Ha ha ha. Even though this game came out before Dark Souls, or the developer.
Sanctuary.
No, the developer that made this game actually. Remember Dishwasher for the Xbox Arcade way back when.
Yeah, vaguely. Yeah.
This is the same developer. So.
Oh. All right, and the other notable game that came out on today, the 10th of May, is Danganronpa 2: Goodbye Despair, the Anniversary Edition on Xbox Series X. All right.
Oh God, these games are so bad shit.
I know. Tomorrow on May the 11th, we have Source of Madness coming out for PS5 and PS4, which is a roguelite side-scrolling dark action game. Which also is playable on PC and Xbox Series X. And then on the 12th of May, we're looking at Infinite Links for Xbox Series X and PC and Xbox One, as well as the Centennial Case, a Shijima story for PS5, PS4. Just let you guys know. PS5, PS4, and PC. Just let you guys know if you want a quirky game, this is a choose your own FMV adventures game. Like FMVs, remember that? Mm-hmm. A throwback from the PlayStation 1 era.
I'm glad these are coming back. I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah. And also on the 12th of May, we have Flippin' Cactus for Xbox One and PC.
Let's go.
And finally, on May the 13th, we have Evil Dead the game for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, PC, and Xbox One. Instant Sports Plus, which is which is on PS5 and arcade. It's a arcade sports game, and I think it's already available on the Switch. Which too sad for them because that Switch sports game came out.
Yeah, I think that game might have been on Switch for at least a year or so. I feel like it's been on there for a while.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and then we have Airy New Frontier for Xbox One, which is a flight sim. It's a 3D flying game. You're basically a bird, and you're going around. Like, I saw the trailer. I didn't quite understand it. Yeah. Hey, Hey, Ed's in the chat right now. He's asking which game we were talking about. We're talking about Instant Sports Plus. Wasn't that on the Nintendo Switch? How long was it on
We
there?
mentioned Nintendo, and all of a sudden Ed's
And
radar goes like, "Oh,
shows
wait
up.
a minute here. Wait a
Once you
minute
say
here."
it 3 times, he appears.
You got to say
Switch,
Nintendo 3 times in the mirror, and then
Nintendo
Eddie
Switch.
pops up.
He said he just got home from work. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Hopefully it wasn't too bad a day for you.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully
All
he
right,
did
guys,
not hear my Xenoblade stuff. Hopefully he was late for that.
No, I'd be more worried about Dan, man. I'd be worried about Dan more so.
Yeah. Listen, Dan. I try not to pick on Dan too much. He's a Lions fan and a Tigers fan. I take it easy on Dan. He's got enough hardships out there.
All right, guys. Well, as always, I ask this question every time we have this segment. Which of this massive list of games, like 16 games on this list this week, like which one of these games are you most interested in or most excited about?
I'm going for Ayuden Chronicle, because this was a stretch goal game. Like, this was the developer that team that made the Suikoden games way back when.
Yes.
They banded together to get a Kickstarter game to make the next Ayuden Chronicles game, and they made their goal like within 15 minutes of them announcing that they were doing this Kickstarter. And I think this was a stretch goal. They said if we make enough money, if we get enough donations, we'll make a side-scrolling action platformer. And of course, naturally, everybody was in on it. So, yeah, I'm in on that one.
Yeah, same here. Austin, is it one of these quirky games, or is it one? Or are you being safe this week?
Well,
because Austin's always having the quirky games.
I'm also interested in Ayuden Chronicle. I did see that on PS5 and added to my wish list, but I don't know if I'm going to get it real soon. Unpacking, I have somewhat interest in. Salt and Sanctuary was an awesome game on the Vita, so I
picked up the physical copy last week.
So yeah, did you pick it up on Vita?
No, they didn't have it for Vita. Actually, they were limited run was very strict on their Vita games. They had to limit it. They had to limit it to no more than 2. You couldn't buy more than 1 Vita game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Vita section was bare. Wasn't a lot left there. So I think a lot of people maybe a lot of people the weekend before like cleaned them out.
They were probably cleaning them out.
Yeah.
I probably would have been one of them.
I was too. Actually, I brought my Vita with the intention, and all I found were like, I think those like, these kind of like visual novel like simulator games and some other games I never even heard of either. And I was like
Zero Escape and what's the other one? There's a few.
What was the Nurse Love one? Let me pull that one up. Okay, it's called Nurse Love Addiction. I'm gonna read you the description. Okay, I'm gonna read you the description of this. Wait, I gotta age verification notice. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is a let's see. It features branching story arcs and multiple endings, unique, vibrant characters, bittersweet love and romantic illustrations of girls on their way to adulthood. Unpredictable plot twists. If ER was a visual novel, life, love, and medicine. So yeah, they had a copy of this for $70 for the Vita, and I did a hard pass on that one.
Yeah, I you know what? I probably would have passed too. I'm not gonna lie. What you shouldn't pass on, and I will say this anytime that we get another anniversary edition or collection of some form, play Danganronpa. Play it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And 2 might be my favorite. I think if you really had a gun to my head, I would say 2 is probably my favorite. But the soundtrack is also awesome. Like 1 is like a kind of creepy, eerie soundtrack, but 2 they go, not really a spoiler, but they're on like an island basically, summer vacation beach type stuff, and they mix that creepy soundtrack with like a more sunny, vibrant type music, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Play Danganronpa.
I may have to check that out.
Do it, LeRon. Let me tell you, once you do it, you will realize who the best villain of all time is. And I'm not even like exaggerating. Like, he's one of my favorite villains ever.
Wow.
Well, let's see. Well, I'm looking at the catalog right now. Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Danganronpa Another Episode, Ultra Despair Girls. Danganronpa Volume 3, Killing Harmony. And then Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc.
So
Where do I
Trigger Happy
start?
Havoc is 1.
Okay.
Then you play 2. Then you play Ultra Despair Girls, but that's a third-person shooter, so have at that as you will.
I'll probably like it.
And then, well, you say that now, and then play V3.
Wait. So one more time for clarity. Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, right?
Yeah, that's the first one. Then Goodbye Despair.
Goodbye
then
Despair.
Ultra
Okay.
Despair Girls.
Ultra Despair Girls.
3.
Gotcha.
Which is, I forget what the name of that one is called. Something about Melody?
I know there was a VR thing on the PlayStation.
Yeah,
I think it was kind of like a one-off.
Well, and honestly, it was a free thing you could download, and it's just you in the classroom, and there's like little Easter eggs you can kind of find in there, but that's it. It wasn't much to it. I did download it immediately though, as soon as it came
out. Ed asks, is the Danganronpa collection the same as the Switch release?
Yeah, the collection I think is 1, 2, and 3. It does not include Despair Girls though. I'm pretty sure the only way you can play that is on Vita. Okay. But I'm not 100% on that.
Which
or PC.
Which I'll be playing real soon on Vita.
But you must finish 2 before you do Ultra Despair Girls, or it's not going to make sense.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our next topic here. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, this is also from our boy Shane Kelly. Yeah. Yeah. So let's go ahead and break into the news and events for tonight. And first off, we have Sony has provided their financial report for the company and has also revealed PlayStation 5 sales numbers. This comes to us from, you can go right to the bossrush.net website and check it out. And you know what, guys? I have a new format for how I'm doing these.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So hopefully you like it. So here we go. Sony has provided the public with the latest financial report from the company, including technology and movie revenue. With its particular interest in the PlayStation 5, is that the PS5 has now sold 19.3 million units, which is a big increase from the estimated 13 million sold that was recorded in January 2022. That's a lot of movement. I'm sorry. That is a lot of movement. That's nearly 7 million more units in the last this is May 10th now.
Isn't that even like under their expectations too?
It's still under their expectations, yeah. But the fact that they're managing to move this stuff, still considering that materials are short, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, with the prolonged semiconductor shortage, that's not going away anytime soon. Like Shane asked in his article, like, what will Sony do to keep the numbers rolling?
I mean, people are clamoring.
That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely not that. Like, people are clamoring for this.
Yeah, that's true. True, definitely. We know sourcing is an important part in keeping parts consistent. So as the market and raw materials become available, we should expect higher numbers from all the companies that are experiencing this whole thing worldwide. For now, everyone must ride the wave of shortages until there's a shift in the market. In the meantime, Sony is going to do its best to take care of it. Here's a couple of quick questions here now, like short to the point. Got everybody here has a PS5, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah. Were there any real hurdles? Were there any real hurdles that you guys experienced? I know, Austin, I actually helped you get one. I got in line for the with the PlayStation Direct for you and helped you out. Story, did you have any hurdles?
I pre-ordered it.
You pre-ordered it? You
Yeah.
pre-ordered it? Did you pre-order it on the first wave, or did you pre-order it before?
Literal first wave. Like
nice.
When they first announced that pre-orders were live, I marched right into GameStop, and I slapped down my $50. So I can't, it's like I knew there was going to be, because this happens every time a new system comes out. There's always like a shortage, just pandemonium, and it's like usually like the first month you can't find one. And of course, I didn't realize that this was going to trend for years. So I'm very thankful that I was able to get one when I did, because even at that time, that first wave, not a lot of people had them. There wasn't a lot of pre-orders that went out, and I mean, and that was right when the kind of pandemic was in full swing. So
yeah, I got caught up in I got lucky. I did get a launch edition console, but I got caught up in all the bullshit with all the online retailers and stuff like that, where like it was in my damn cart, but it wouldn't check out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had some issues too, but I got lucky and got a day one system. And I am seeing comments in the chat right now about like how it's still hard to get one, which actually like answers the next question. Have you personally had issues with the material shortages in the marketplace? Now, I will say this, like even though I felt the burn, I kind of felt the burn with the whole PlayStation 5 thing. What really hurt my heart was the GPU market. That because Cyberpunk was coming out, and my whole issue was I was upgrading my rig for Cyberpunk, and I was trying to get a 3080 RTX 3080, and literally the moment that they went up for pre-order, they were gone. I mean, when I say I don't think I was on a computer more than 15 seconds after they said, "Hey, pre-orders are live," and they were already gone. And and that's when I learned this little thing about retail consumer bots. That's when I learned about it. And shit, I'll be honest with you, like I've actually sat down and learned how to make a bot. I just haven't like put one out there yet.
Isn't that a shame that you kind of have to fight fire with fire? Like, you hate the fact that people are making these bots to buy these systems, but then again, it's like, well, I guess if you can't beat them, join them.
Exactly.
It's pretty shitty, but I mean, I guess it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I've done that before, like trying to find PS5 systems and just waiting in line, and then all of a sudden getting kicked out because we're sold out, and it's like, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, well, okay, so we all have our systems. We're not trying to brag, by the way, to our listeners and our viewers right now. We're not trying to brag.
Well, I was bragging. Don't speak for me. I was the one that had the foresight.
Okay, everybody who is in Stoy is not trying to brag right now.
I actually haven't seen, which I haven't been following, but I haven't seen drops coming out like they used to. It seems to be like the drops are more rare, but there's more coming out of each drop instead of when it was just like, hey, there's a drop every couple days. Maybe.
I mean, maybe the marketing, like I think most people that wanted a PS5 have one now. So
most people absolutely, because you got to take into account some people were willing to pay over cost. Like when it started getting dire and it looked like I wasn't going to be able to get a system, by launch date. Like I was like, I'm willing to spend up to $250 over cost, But that was the only thing. That was my only concession. I got lucky though, As a matter of fact, when I say I got lucky, basically my roommate decided that he didn't want his, so he just gave me his receipt. And I just gave him the money. Yeah, and that's how I got my system day one.
Lucky you.
Yeah. You know what? Since we're talking about since we're being whimsical right now, about the fact that we did get systems and stuff like that. What games are we looking forward to from in the future from Sony besides God of War?
The Resistance 1, 2, and 3 collection It's inevitable. It's going to happen.
God, why hasn't it happened yet?
It's called
I was
PlayStation
scared.
Now.
We need that shit remastered. We need it remastered.
We need it remastered. We need another one.
I want someone to pick up Killzone again. I mean, I know Guerrilla Games is full steam ahead with, Horizon. I would love for them to just, I don't know. They're a big enough company. I'm pretty sure they can make maybe a smaller studio.
They can make a smaller team.
Yeah, like a smaller team of 50 people, and maybe outsource some stuff. Like a lot of developers are doing that now, where they're outsourcing a lot of things with video game development, and just make another Killzone. Come on, it's going to be another 5 years until we see another Horizon. Let's get another Killzone. Come on.
Yeah,
or at least a remaster. Give me that.
To answer this question, if we're talking first party, I do want to see a new Uncharted game, but it doesn't. But there's no requirement that it has to be Nathan Drake in this game. There's
I would love
requirement for it.
I would love for them to just kind of put Nathan Drake aside.
Turn Uncharted into an anthology series, and not so much be following Drake.
But see, that's the problem. It's never going to happen because people are too attached to their main characters that if developers try to do something different, all of a sudden people hate on them for it. We've seen that happen numerous times whenever anybody tries to kind of move on from a character or move on and just say, let's tell another story in the universe. It's like no one can accept that. I shouldn't say no one. Most people.
Mm-hmm. At that retro code in the chat saying, turn Uncharted into an arcade rail shooter. No thanks.
No thanks.
No thanks.
No thanks.
No thanks.
We got that with
keep my Uncharted out of your time crisis.
Can we report people?
Yeah. We had until dawn to turn into a on-rail shooter, so you got yours. And
I have to unmoderate him before I can report him.
He's a mod?
Come on. A mod in the chat. Yeah, I know. I was way too nice to him.
Yeah, I'll say. Jeez.
I am very excited about Spider-Man 2. There's some rumors going around about the Venom mocap, and that got me excited all over again. Playing a Spider-Man Venom, I'm very excited. That's probably the next big one for PlayStation that I'm aware of. I'm hoping this month and next month we're getting some news.
Now we're talking third parties. I just want my Dead Space remake, and I definitely want my Callisto Protocol. That's all I want. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I can die happy if I get those games. I can die happy. Until the next most wanted, until Monster Hunter 6 gets announced. Then it'd be okay. Now I need Callisto Protocol, Dead Space remake, and Monster Hunter 6.
Wow.
Yeah, because we know Monster Hunter 6 is definitely going to be multi-platform. I will go ahead and say right now, I know it's not going to be on Switch, but it's going to be everywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think multi-platform is kind of the way to go now.
You damn right. Oh, you know what? Last night I was on Pal Block, and I'm going to ask this question real quickly. Hold on, I need to pull up the doc for it first. Basically, there was a really good hypothetical question. And I just want to get your guys' spin on it real fast. Okay. Okay. So in a hypothetical world, the Switch has failed and has forced Nintendo to go third party. There's three parts to this question. Could Nintendo going third party, could it interfere enough with Xbox and PlayStation's IPs? The third party business, that Nintendo winds up being the number one seller as a third party on these consoles? That's the first question. What do you guys think?
So hang on. Start the question over again. We're talking third party development?
Yeah, Nintendo does a Sega and bows out of hardware. The Switch does not do what it does for them, which is ludicrous considering that the Switch has now finally outsold the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
So the Switch is crashed and burned, but it's hurt Nintendo so bad that Nintendo can no longer make hardware. And when I say no longer make hardware, they're completely out of the business. They're not even doing handhelds at this point.
This is an extreme hypothetical situation, but I'm
It's
going
an
to play
extreme
along.
hypothetical. Yeah,
I'm going to play it along.
Yeah. So
I think it absolutely would. I think it absolutely would.
What the influx of Nintendo, the influx of Nintendo properties coming onto Microsoft and Sony stage?
You kidding me? It's going to be a battleground between Microsoft and Sony. You kidding me? They're going to want Microsoft's going to want exclusive rights to Mario. Sony's going to want exclusive rights to like F-Zero. Remember F-Zero? Don't forget. Or Metroid or anything like that. Like there's going to be a battleground for these properties, and Nintendo's just going to sit there on their throne, like throwing like a broken a broken pool stick, and just throws them in the middle of the ground.
I like where you're going with this, because the second question is a caveat.
Yeah,
Austin, what do you say? Do you think does Nintendo going third party and introducing themselves into Xbox and PlayStation like really hurt the other third party companies?
I think in a world where I think Mario would probably be a number one seller for sure. I think nothing else would compete with it as far as platformers go. I think there could be some contention with the other ones if really like Nintendo just straight up went third party, because I feel a lot of what sells Nintendo games is it being on Nintendo, and Nintendo players want the Nintendo games. I think being a third party, it would change it just a little bit. I don't know. I don't see it going as well, except for Mario, because Mario is a powerhouse name.
Okay. All right. Okay, so here's that caveat question. This is the second question. If Nintendo refuses to do exclusives, how's the conversation look about them as a company? So, so Super Mario, not exclusive to anybody. Metroid, not exclusive to anybody. Like it's worldwide release across all platforms. That includes PC.
That'll never happen.
You think Nintendo would play the exclusives game, or you think they would not play the exclusives game?
Keep in mind that video games are a business. So if you find that there is a dead fish in the water, you're not gonna want to share that. If you're one of the big companies like Microsoft, Sony, or whoever else, to find a dead fish in the water, you're gonna want that all for yourself. So if all of a sudden Sony sees that Mario is up for grabs, they're going to pay money for that. And they're going to come up with money from wherever to get exclusive rights to that, because that's going to be money that's going to pay them back in dividends. Star Fox, Metroid, Xenoblade Chronicles. Like Xenoblade Chronicles could be a good fit on Microsoft, considering they like their RPGs. But,
Agreed.
Like Nintendo they wouldn't benefit. They would know that we can make more money by selling exclusivities to these particular families. So
yeah, I think for sure like Mario would not be an exclusive, and probably like Zelda, but definitely like Metroid and Kirby and all those could definitely be seen. They're gonna get, if they can get whatever gets them the most money. Although I feel like Nintendo may not play the exclusive version. I feel like Nintendo's got a weird mantra about them where they do things their way, and they might be like, no, we'll sell wherever. In this weird scenario where there's no Nintendo console, they're just going to be like, we'll do whatever we want. We'll sell on PC exclusive. We might actually,
it is weird.
In this thing, what's sad though, what I think would actually happen is they would just do iOS Android games. That's the honest truth. I think that's what would probably happen more than
they would fail dramatically.
All right, so the final question here is lastly, let's say they wind up getting newfound success as third party, so they're able to get the financial backing to get back into the console market. How do you see that going?
Not well.
Oh, they would.
Well, would they return, and where you think they do fine?
Yeah, if they went back into the console market, absolutely.
I told them, yeah, well, that's the thing about how long of a stretch, it's not like it's going to be like they just missed one generation and we're back, bitches. I don't see that.
If it's 10 years, they'll do fine.
You know what this reminds me of? Yeah. See, here's the thing. Sega has this is like a story of Sega, right? Huge hit in the console market. All of a sudden, dipped with the Sega Saturn, dipped hard with Dreamcast, got out of the console game, making it big as a publisher, selling their soul to all these different like companies, developers, publishers, stuff like that. They could feasibly come out and make a system again. And I know people would love that, but they haven't, because I don't think company-wise, business-wise, they would see themselves as like, it didn't work the first time, we failed. It's not going to be beneficial for us to pick it up again. You remember Atari tried to do that just recently.
Yeah,
and Atari has
Atari and Intellivision. And television, their stuff is like dead in the water right now.
Oh yeah, like never even came to pass. So that's why, like, a company like Nintendo may be the exception, Austin. But I just like, from a business standpoint, I wouldn't see them taking the risk.
I would just see so in this situation, Switch failed, correct? Or is it before Switch?
It's Switch. Switch failed.
So Switch failed.
I mean, because in all seriousness, I thought the writing was
not where I expected this podcast to go.
I know, but I had to ask this question because it was like, hey, we're basically a games cast now. We're not just exclusively like PlayStation, and we're not exclusive like PC or Xbox now. So, but this kind of affects it, because like, what would the Xbox or Sony landscape or the PC landscape look like if fucking Mario Kart or Mario Party or Metroid Dread? Technically Metroid Dread is on PC. I'm sorry, I had to go there.
Technically.
Technically, all the Switch games are on the Steam Deck.
On the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But what would our gaming landscape as PlayStation gamers, as Xbox gamers, as PC gamers look like? I mean, it's interesting, and I'm saying this, if it was a level playing field, nobody was doing anything dastardly to get these games on those systems, like, if it was a level playing field, I said last night that if Nintendo were to like find themselves in a situation where they could get back into the business, they would do the one thing that they know they've done well, and that's pure handheld. It wouldn't be hybrid systems. Yeah. They wouldn't, because that way they wouldn't have to like compete with the whole. Because like, let's be honest with you, like every system since the GameCube has been and the game since after the GameCube has been the problem of like, why isn't the system as powerful as these other systems? Why isn't it as powerful as our competitors and stuff like that? And like Nintendo literally had to fall back on gimmicks. I'm not saying gimmicks in a negative way. Nintendo had to fall back on gimmicks.
No, they're gimmicks.
To make gimmicks, but they're fine.
To make their systems viable, their systems viable and stuff like that. Yeah. No, they're fine.
Better gimmicks than Nintendo.
Yeah,
the one thing I will say is like Nintendo does help keep the gaming market fresh, because let's be honest, like like Microsoft and Microsoft and Sony don't do half the stuff they do, until Nintendo does something first. They don't. And
I would say that we had
the Kinect, we had the PlayStation Move, we had all that stuff, and shit. Like we had Nintendo Switch that already had the the Wii that already had the fucking bar and like the fucking tracking sensor, freaking controllers and stuff. Wait, which one was first? Was Move out before the Wii?
No, the Wii was out first.
Wii was first.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
I would say the thing with Nintendo is like 90% of what is now on PS5, Xbox Series X is better versions of what we had on PS3 and Xbox 360. Whereas Nintendo is consistently evolving, where games that we were playing on Switch now wasn't a thing, even in the Wii days, because like they've even upgraded that part, and the fact that you can take it on the go. Like there's always something new involved, which is why they're killing it. It's constantly revolving. But now I really don't even know what you could do after the Nintendo Switch, to be quite honest. Like what do you do after that?
That's what I'm wondering too. That's honestly what I'm wondering. What do they do next? Like I'm really curious. Are we about to see a stagnation with gaming tech?
Honestly,
I mean
maybe, but I'm kind of okay with it. I feel like games are great now. And I don't want games to get any more realistic than they already are. Like Last of Us 2, like to me is like, hey, we should stop now. Like that looks
Well,
great.
We should stop now.
Let's
have you
chill,
seen that tech
you know?
demo of Unreal Engine 5 just recently?
Yeah.
Oh
Not
man.
recently, I guess.
No,
I don't
yeah.
think I've seen the recent one.
There's a video of someone redoing doing a train station port in Japan in Unreal Engine
Uh-huh.
5. Like you look at it and you don't even think like, wait, this is done in a video game engine?
Yeah.
Bad shit.
Well, that Matrix, the Matrix thing that came out, and then there was the Superman mod that was in the Matrix world. Like all that stuff is just like we could stop now. I feel I don't want to get too realistic, or else it's not. I don't know. It's not gonna feel like
man.
a game no more.
It's hard to tell. Like, is that really Keanu Reeves or is that a video game Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's get back on track now. that was a fun little hypothetical game to play. It's something to think about though. Like I gotta wonder, how would
I'm interested to
Nintendo
see what
games
you
be?
all said on Pal Block. I'll listen to it tomorrow. But
listen to it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Check out Nintendo Pal Block when it goes live on bossrush.net tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Oh boy.
All right, so back to the news. All right, so our next news topic tonight. If you have a PS5 and you are a subscriber to PlayStation Plus, you need to, if you're watching this right now, because by the time you listen to it tomorrow and Thursday, it'll be too late. You need to head to the PlayStation Store right now and put Persona 5 in your library. It is leaving the PlayStation Plus collection tomorrow. When you turn on your PlayStation tomorrow, you will not be able to download it. If it's already in your library, guess what? Good job. You have the game until your PS Plus subscription runs out. But basically, that's what it is right now. Following an announcement.
See it come, man.
Yep. Following the announcement for the April 2022 PlayStation Plus games last month, PlayStation Blog informed gamers that Persona 5 would be exiting the PlayStation Plus collection on May the 11th, which, like I said, today is May the 10th. It's now 9:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on May the 10th. Go if you're listening right now. Go do it. We understand if you have to leave the show. We got it. We got you. All right.
Put it on pause.
Yeah. Tell you what.
All right.
Get on your phone. Get on your mobile device. Download the app.
Exactly.
All
right. So as a lot of you may know, the PS Plus collection is a perk for PS5 owners who are also PlayStation Plus subscribers. This all launched with the PS5 back in November of 2020. Yeah, 2020. Yep. It features a series of titles, 20 in total, from the PlayStation 4 library that included many hit Sony first-party titles such as God of War, Last of Us Remastered, and Uncharted 4, along with some banging third-party titles like Monster Hunter World, Final Fantasy 15, and Fallout 4. Final Fantasy 15 that's kind of subjective, as far as like banging, but All right. Unfortunately, the PlayStation Plus collection hasn't seen any changes in the offered titles since its inception back at the launch of PS5, and I know for sure. I feel like it's overdue for at least a refresh. I feel like it, So with Persona 5 being the first game to leave the service, what's going on?
I would imagine they're kind of maybe preparing for the new PlayStation Now thing or whatever they're calling it. I forget what they're calling it now.
It's still PlayStation Plus. I don't even know if they're calling it the new PlayStation Plus. They're calling it PlayStation Plus, which, by the way, just quick reminder, it launches in June next month. As a matter of fact, it should be rolling out in Japan like in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so, I imagine they're planning. Obviously, games leave Xbox Game Pass all the time, so I imagine whenever a game they sign an exclusivity deal, like, hey, well, you'll be on for like a year or a year and a half or something like that, and then you go bye. But this shouldn't be unexpected. But then again, like,
yeah,
you're right. It is due for a refresh, and that's why I think maybe they're just kind of waiting it out till the new PlayStation Plus service comes out.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's a possibility that we get the Royal version of this game too. That might be something that comes on the PS Plus version.
That's true. Yeah.
You think Royal's going to replace it on the PS Plus collection?
That'd be kind of funny.
It's possible. I think it's possible.
I mean, what month was it? Was it January? We got Strikers.
January to February 2 years ago. Oh, you mean on PS Plus?
On PlayStation
Strikers.
Plus, yeah. Wasn't
Yeah,
was it either January or December? It was December. It was a year. It was a year ender. As a matter of fact, December was a very good month.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So you heard from us. Like, today is the last day to do it. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for everyone in the future that's listening to the podcast, the audio, that when it goes live on Thursday, or if you're listening to the early recap on my YouTube channel tomorrow at 7 p.m. By that time, it'll be too late. So do yourself a favor. Get it now. Get it now.
So the PS5 came out November 12th, so this would be exactly a year and a half without really doing any math specifically. So that might have been the day. That might have been like a year and a half, like Stoy said, and that's it.
I was just pulling that out of my ass.
But yeah, it would be if November to May is 6 months, then that'd be a year and a half.
Okay, so we have time. We have time for one more news topic. So let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. This one comes to us courtesy of our very own Stoy. Dude, I love you.
Finally, I wrote 2 things today.
I caught this one for sure. I know that much.
Yeah, I just finished the FIFA news leading up to recording.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, cool. I have to check that out. But yeah, Gotham Knights has been officially canceled for PS4 and Xbox One.
This is when the bragging begins, because sorry, but I'm quite okay with it just being on PS5. And
No, good. Honestly, good. Good.
Yeah.
It's about time developers start to actually develop games for this freaking generation.
For the current gen, exactly. All right, so Gotham Knight developer WB Montreal posted an extended gameplay trailer today featuring new co-op gameplay of both the Red Hood and Nightwing. And coinciding with this 13-minute trailer, they also made a few other announcements. For starters, and what's probably the biggest and most welcoming news, depending on what side of the fence you're on, it has been confirmed that Gotham Knights will only release for current gen consoles. So that is the PC, the PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series consoles. That's it. The developers noted on their website that this is to provide players the best possible gameplay experience. So, first of all, number one, I gotta say this: you gotta have balls to do this right now, because a lot of companies right now, like Sony, extended their expiration date on PS4, but when COVID happened, so you just gotta be like, yo, like.
When you think about it from a developer, and you think about from you're making a video game and you want this to be the best damn video game out there right now. And if they tell you, hey, we're going to give you technology that's 10 years old or 15 or however old it is, that sucks. That sucks when you're making a game and it's like, but we have this new technology that we could kind of utilize right now and make the game the best possible way we can. But no, we have to, use 10-year-old software for it, or 10-year-old hardware for it. I mean, look at Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, I think, that release was hampered because they were developing on old hardware.
Cyberpunk was hamstrung because of developing on older hardware.
So I'm thinking that they may have kind of I imagine this wasn't an easy decision. So I imagine that they kind of looked at it to be like, listen, we can make this game much better.
Yeah,
if we just fully dedicate to the current gen.
Put all our resources into just developing for current gen. We don't have to, and because let's look at this. Like, these companies have had these dev kits for since before these consoles were even available and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, they sunk a big portion of their time into learning their way around the dev kit. We Ed in the chat saying he disagrees about the Cyberpunk remark.
What?
I will continue to say this about Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, when you look at this game was definitely built for PC in mind. It was definitely built for PC in mind. And guess what? The only systems that could keep up with that even thought about keeping up with the PC were the Xbox Series console. Well, not even the Xbox Series S. If I'm being quite honest, the Xbox Series X and the PS5. And the reason why is because they take advantage of storage technology. When I say storage technology, I'm talking about solid state drives. That is a game changer. Like, people don't understand that. As a game changer, you can have all the RAM in the world, you can have all these teraflops, all this stuff, but if your game does not load, it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, and Cyberpunk is so graphic intensive, and there's so much happening.
It needs the resources.
It needs those resources. And I imagine, just looking at the gameplay trailer of Gotham Knights, it needs that kind of same power.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll never forget when I played
Arkham
Knight.
Go ahead.
When I played Arkham Knight on PS4, that was like one of the first games where I was like, "This is a PS4 game. This is the game. Like, this is what I want to see." Rocksteady can do it. Rocksteady could definitely make this Gotham Knights game, and Suicide Squad, which will be next year. But this could be one of those games that's like, oh, this is next gen. This is gonna be the next gen. I want that.
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
selfishly.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. No. Here's the thing. And Stoy, you and I, our thoughts are one on this. Like, these companies need to just stop playing around, stop playing games, and like stop. They're stretching their resources very thin. Like, I mean, like molecule thin when they have to put a version of their game out across 7 different platforms. And I say 7 different platforms, I include Stadia on this one.
Oh, of course, Stadia.
Yeah, like they stretch themselves particularly thin, like especially right now in this environment that we live in. Like shit, like full workforces aren't back in the offices yet. Like Japan is still handicapped by COVID right now. So yeah, there's a reason why like a lot of games that are coming from the East are getting delayed. You stretch your resources so paper thin that you have these problems, or you have bad ports that show up. We get in the laughing contest about how a game plays better on PS5 versus Xbox. And at the same time, we also get in the laughing contest about how games play better on how one game plays better on the Xbox versus their PS5 counterpart and stuff like that. Like, this is because like normally companies develop for one system first, like their preferred system, then they start porting it. So just imagine porting it down to like resources that you don't use anymore, like stuff that's outdated and doesn't have the infrastructure to keep up with this stuff. Then we have people like bitching and complaining about, oh, I only got 30 frames or sub 30 frames in some parts. Oh wait, all these textures are missing. We're missing whole chapters out of games.
Yeah,
there's a reason why.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I'm all for more developers starting to do this now, and maybe this is like the first page in the chapter of like, hopefully, yeah, moving forward, we're gonna start to see this more kind of thing more and more.
I'm ready for the announcement when like such and such is the final game that this developer is releasing for these consoles. I'm waiting for that, and it's not just me being a smug bastard because I have a PS5 and a PC. It's not that. It's the fact that this also kills the development cycle. Like, games take longer to develop when they have games take longer to develop, but or what happens is, and Ed's in the chat right now, and I'm singling you out, Ed. This is the reason why games come out first on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 and then take 2 years to come out on Switch.
Yeah.
It's one of the main reasons. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing about it, and let's be honest, Switch is 5 years old. It's not next gen.
No,
it is not next gen.
No, yeah.
Switch is 5 years old. And the Switch OLED is not next gen either.
It's PS Vita technology.
Ed is waiting for this podcast to be over, so
yeah.
So he's gonna blow my phone up.
No, I mean, like we said, just to kind of put a nail in it. I know developers are probably still like, we want to make as much money as possible, and
which I get. I get.
Not everybody has the current gen system, so we want to wait for them to catch up. But and this is kind of part of the problem why I'm just really disappointed that Santa Monica Studios isn't going full on with the next God of War, Ragnarok, and just making it exclusive to the PlayStation 5. I'm very thankful that the more recent Ratchet and Clank did that, because obviously that game was amazing for the PS5, but I really wish, the God of War Ragnarok was exclusive to PS5, because then that means we could get the best freaking game we can. And even them saying that's the last God of War game, at least in that kind of timeline. So
yeah. I hear you. I hear you. And I feel you on that one too, because like I know that they did start developing. I know that they did start developing like Horizon Forbidden West. They started developing that on PS4, but then it seemed like it didn't seem like as the PS5 was becoming a reality, it seemed like that's where it was going to be. And then look at all the turmoil that happened behind it. They're like, okay, it's coming to PS4, and then guess what? Like you couldn't get dual entitlements for it without paying money. You know, stuff like that. This is the kind of the shit that we have to deal with. You know, like when we have to stunt development for something. Like the reason why there was a proposed extra $10, sometimes $20, you know, for these upgrades is because they had to use resources to like get it to work properly. You know, like somebody had to work overtime for this stuff and stuff like that. You know, they're getting compensated, things like that. You know. We can bitch and complain about crunch all day, but crunch is the real reason why, like, you know, like stuff like this happens, you know, because everybody belly aches about the fact that they can't have their game on their system.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
And I'm not being an elitist and saying, oh, just buy a new fucking system. No, I'm not being that. I completely understand if you are not financially capable of buying.
I am saying it. You're gonna have to buy into that. It is what it is. You can't have everything just because you want it. Like you're gonna have to, like, it's okay, this game's exclusive to PS5. Well, then, you know, save a few bucks, get on the hunt, find a PS5 if that's what you want. That's kind of how it is. You know, no one should be catering to you just because you don't have a PS5 or don't want a PS5 or whatever. It's just, it is what it is. I want a nice car.
Yeah.
You know?
I've bought 3, not including the one that LeRon got me. So
yeah,
I've definitely.
Oh, look at that! You are an overachiever.
Like, I'm just saying,
you're Robin Hood. You're Robin Hood. I like it.
People saying it's impossible. Like I got one for my brother. I got one for my friend. Another
it's
friend.
Not.
It's not impossible.
It really isn't. Oh, it's not. Yeah, I've known quite a few people that have bought multiples, just like
get
you.
Get your Twitter notifications up.
I don't have that type of money.
I found a Series X physically in a Target.
Don't get me wrong, LeRon. I am not giving these out for free. Let me get that straight. I'm getting my money back. Yeah,
I don't have that type of money. I don't need a second PS5. No. Not yet. There's no reason for me to need a second PS5. Just like there's no reason for me to need a second Switch. You know, there's no reason for me to have a. Okay, this is probably the only thing I will say. There's a reason for me to have an actual gaming laptop, even though I have a gaming rig sitting right here on the floor next to me. But you know, that's what it is. Yeah, so you know, we're not trying to sound like elitists here on Crossroads. We're not. But in all seriousness and all fairness, like games, like the game development cycle would actually be a lot shorter, especially in COVID right now, if companies weren't devoting all their resources into making sure like it comes out on 9 different platforms, including the 3DS. You know, you know.
Although I can't understand them wanting to be on PS4 because that's where the most consoles are. That's where more players are. I'm assuming there's probably more PS4 players than PS5 players at this current point, and
I get that.
Which is totally fine. You know, like you know, Sony had a plan before COVID. Sony had a plan that they were going to phase out the PS4 because they did not want the PS4 like eating PlayStation 5's lunch the way the PS3 ate PS4's lunch. Mm-hmm. They did not want that, but COVID happened, and they had to change their financial strategy for that. You know, Microsoft caught the Xbox One pretty early. I gotta say, like, you know, I commend them because the Xbox 360 was still rolling when the Xbox One was still a thing. You know, stuff like that. You know, I can't really compare Nintendo because like Nintendo's handhelds, even though technically Switch is a handheld, Nintendo's handhelds, you know, are a different monster, you know, compared to like the Switch, you know, or the Wii and Wii U, for example. Like I feel like Nintendo's kind of stopped the Wii pretty fast when the Wii U came out. I feel like it. Mm-hmm. But you know, I don't keep tracking Nintendo the way I should, so you know, there's that. Any final thoughts on this whole thing about Gotham Knights though?
I think we nailed it.
All right. Well, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and cut it off here. This is gonna be the end of the show for tonight. So as always, we want to thank you all for checking us out. We're gonna have a discussion about DRM because like I paid attention to that whole Xbox debacle over the weekend. We're gonna have a discussion about that. Maybe we'll save it for next week when we get more information because Microsoft is supposed to be releasing some information to try and keep people like satiated, not satiated, that's the wrong word. Try to keep people in good spirits about this whole thing because they're still investigating. Yeah, they're still investigating why there was not one but two outages across the Xbox service platform that kept people from playing, not only playing their online games, but they also kept them from playing their offline games, which guess what, like if I remember correctly, people who were going to buy the Xbox One, they revolted when they found out that Microsoft was instilling this always-on DRM thing.
Oh, poor Dan Patrick. Oh yeah, if you want to play a game offline, just buy a 360.
That dude lost his job
right after saying that.
That dude lost his job. Woo! Yeah.
I forgot that guy's name was Dan Patrick. There's a sports
Dan Matrick. I thought it was. It was Dan Matrick.
Oh, Dan Matrick.
Yeah.
Matrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good old Dan Matrick.
There is a sports big sports radio personality named Dan Patrick, and I was like, that's funny.
All right. Well, that's our show. That's our show for tonight. As always, we'd like to thank you guys for checking us out, coming in and listening to us. As always, you can always find us on all the various different sources and things like that. Before we head out, here's how you can get connected and stay connected to the crew. Austin, you go first tonight.
You can find me on Twitter at PlayStAustin. You can find me on Instagram and PSN and all that as well. Same name. If you want my Switch code, you can either tweet at me or join the Discord, Boss Rush Discord. Put your code in there. Play Switch games together. Play some Switch sports. Play some bowling.
Oh, hold that thought real fast. Hey Ed, before you drop out, man, like you're welcome to join us next week for Crossroads.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Did you have anything else to shout out there, Austin? I'm sorry. I wanted to get that in before Ed took off.
That's it.
All right, Stoy, you're up.
You can find me on the EXP Cast. We're a video game podcast with the Boss Rush Network as well. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at EXP Cast, and also on YouTube. You can catch our YouTube channel, EXP Cast. I just posted talked about like my top 10 most valuable retro games, and we also have a video series coming out this week. It's like a vlog series where we did our little video game hunting trip, and leading up to or ending to the limited run retail store. And then you can follow me on my personal Twitter, Stoy MKE8. And I posted the Don Matrick video clip in the chat, and he was interviewing Jeff Keighley, or he was being interviewed by Jeff Keighley. So it's definitely one of those classic moments.
All right. And as always, you can find me on social media at Exodus803. That's EXODUS803. Don't forget about my Twitch and YouTube channels, also by that moniker, as well as my gamer tag across various different platforms, also on that. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, come back to bossrush.net and twitch.tv/bossrush.net. That is Wednesday nights for the Boss Rush podcast, where Corey Dierig and Stephanie Klimov hold that down. And don't forget, if you're a patron of the Boss Rush Network, we have another show called Boss Rush After Dark that you might want to check out, as well as the standard definition shows where Stoy and I are doing the Mass Effect thing.
We got to do Mass Effect 3 coming up soon, man.
We are doing that. Doing that. Real quickly, because I did just like verbally invite somebody onto the show. You know what? If you think you have what it takes to come onto Crossroads and just be a guest of the show with us, even though I am putting out the information to ask us a question, hit us up at crossroadspspod@gmail.com. Or hit us up on the Discord, or hit us up on Twitter, and hey, let us know. Like, do you want to come on the show? Like, hey, we would love to have you as a guest. Like, just hit us up.
Yeah.
Let us know what's going on, and we will definitely get back with you and let you know when you might be able to make it onto the show with us.
Spoiler alert: you have what it takes. Spoiler: you have what it takes. There's not many qualifications.
Yeah. Do you play video games? Check.
Are you not an asshole? Check. Then you're that's good.
Big check.
That's only two things. That's the only two things.
All right. Over at bossrush.net, the website, our good friend Block from Block's Gaming Reviews asks, what's the best real-world locale that you visited inside of a game? That you can read that in the May 10th edition of the Boss Rush banner. Also, Donnie Meyer serves up a review for the Shred-tastic Ollie Ollie World, which is out now for Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox Series X, NS, and Xbox One. I feel like he missed a system. Is it now on PS5? Isn't it on PS5?
I don't think it was, actually.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I have to look that up.
Okay. Austin, look that up, and if it is on PS5, like you, me, and Donnie are going to have a conversation.
Oh boy. Poor Donnie.
And our buddy Shane Kelly breaks down 7 children's shows that parents can feel great about watching alongside their kids. All this and more can be found over at bossrush.net. So head over there and check out more editorials, shows, podcasts, all that stuff from our growing family of creators and contributors. And if you'd like to talk about games, media, sports, all that stuff in between, food included, hit us up on Discord. We would like to talk to you.
According to PlayStation Store, it is on PS5.
Okay. All right. So we got to converge on Donnie. We got to be like you.
We'll have a boss rush meeting about this. I'll make sure of it.
Poor Donnie.
I'll bring it to CEO.
Be like, what's up, bro?
Be nice to Donnie. Be nice to him.
He's
we'll
one
see
of our guys.
We'll see how many hours he put into his Vita. Then we'll see if I forgive him or not.
Oh boy.
Oh god! If this is high school, he'd so be getting a swirly. As always, you can chat with us and keep the conversation going by hitting us up on Twitter at ps_Crossroads. Edition on more news, events, and topics while we're getting ready for the next installment of Crossroads. By the way, everybody, this has been episode 80 of Crossroads. Come back, join us next week for another new episode of Crossroads where we'll have more things to talk about. Don't forget, we have a merch store. And as always, remember to play games, be better, and we will see you all next time. Have a good night, everyone.
Later.
See you.